Hello, folks, and welcome into NFL Daily. I am your host, Tom Downey. The NFL regular season, it's almost finally here. So let's take a look at one of the teams with the highest expectations entering 2019. That's the Cleveland Browns, and that's really weird to say out loud, but that's where we are. You bring in Odell Beckham, you sign Kareem Hunt, your team showed a lot of promise last year. Yeah, you lose Kevin Zeitler and Jabril Peppers and some other guys, but the expectations are very high for the Browns, and this is a serious statement I'm about to make here. They are entering a Super Bowl window. It's the Browns we're talking about with that discussion. That's kind of insane to me to think about, but that's a realistic and fair expectation for a Browns team with a ridiculous amount of young talent and a very cheap and very talented quarterback in one Baker Mayfield. Yeah, there are some concerns that we'll break down, but this team's good, guys. Let's break down their schedule here. First up, Week 1 against the Tennessee Titans. A good barometer test. Tennessee has been a borderline playoff team the past couple years, but it's a home game. The Browns should be favored, guys. The Jets, Week 2, Baker versus Darnold, Monday Night Football. That will be a fun matchup. And then an awesome one. So look at the Browns, back-to-back primetime games. What year is it? What is going on? It's crazy, right? They play the Rams in Week 3, then a key game for the AFC North, the Ravens on the road Week 4. Another primetime game, Week 5 against the 49ers. That one is on the road. Won't be easy for Cleveland heading out to the West Coast. Having it played at night does help a little bit, though, I think. Week 6, the Seattle Seahawks. That one is a home game. It's followed up by a Week 7 bye. Overall, a promising yet challenging start there for the Cleveland Browns. Their schedule, a very tough back-to-back matchups in Week 8, Week 9 at the New England Patriots, and then it's not easy playing on the road in Denver. That one comes in Week 9. They host the Bills in Week 10, and then Week 11 is a primetime matchup on Thursday Night Football against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who they also play, this one on the road, in Week 13. That's sandwiched between a game against the Miami Dolphins. Week 14, they host the Cincinnati Bengals, who they also end the season with, so kind of a late push for their AFC North matchups this year. The schedule makers decided for the Cleveland Browns. They also visit the Cardinals in Week 15 and host the Ravens in Week 16. So here's my question for you. What will be the Browns' record in 2019? Let me know in the comments section. In years past, we would have said 4 wins, 3 wins, 1 win. Not the case this year. I got the Browns going 10-6, and I think they're going to win the AFC North. In fact, I've got a sizable bet on it because I was on board the Browns hype train earlier this year. There's still room on that, by the way, as a lifelong Browns fan of the past couple of months. And if you want to bet on the Browns too, head over to chatsports.com/mybookie and use that promo code CHATNFL for a 100% deposit bonus. You put down $50, they're going to give you $54 free to bet with. So in case you're wrong about the Browns having a good season, that's okay. You'll still be able to get that money back because you got all that bonus money you're playing with. Chatsports.com/mybookie. Promo code is ChatNFL. Let's take a more in-depth look now at some of these games and the Browns' schedule in 2019. The Titans Week 1, look, it's first-year head coach Freddie Kitchens, who had a very quick rise, much like the Browns have had, I think, over the past couple of seasons here. So for the Browns, if you want to say, hey, we are legit, we are here, you got to win Week 1. It's a home game against a 9-7 Titans team that I think is going to be pretty solid. Cleveland, they need to win this one to put themselves on the right track going forward. Week 2, of course, they play the New York Jets. It's the Darnold-Mayfield matchup. Even though it's a road game, I feel pretty good about this one for the Cleveland Browns. I think that is a game that they should win and that they will win. Yeah, Kitchens is a first-year head coach, but who really believes in Adam Gase? Yeah, didn't really think so there. Week 3, not feeling as confident in that one against the LA Rams. That's going to be tough. Yes, it's a home game, but the Rams are really, really good. So let's just say the Browns start 2-1. Overall, it's a pretty promising start, and I assume if they even compete against the Rams or even outright win that game, a lot of that's going to be because of Baker Mayfield, their young franchise quarterback. Imagine not having Baker Mayfield as your number 1 quarterback coming out of last year's draft. I know I did. He had that awesome beer chug at the Indians game. I love Baker Mayfield's attitude. Now, you see the one big mistake, though, and the one big problem he has to work on, right? On your screen? 14 interceptions. Has to cut down the turnovers. In year 2, I think he will, in what should be a very potent Browns offense. Week 4, by the way, that is on the road against the Baltimore Ravens. So a pretty good start Week 1, Week 2. Week 4, that's going to be a tough one. They can definitely beat Baltimore on the road, but since it's a road game, I feel a little bit better about the Ravens in that matchup. All right, Week 5 at the San Francisco 49ers. Both of these teams have realistic playoff expectations, but I got to see the 49ers stay healthy. So even if it's on the road, I actually feel much better about the Niners winning that match. So let's say 2 wins through Week 5. Week 6, the Seahawks. It's a home game for Cleveland. Seattle's good, make no mistake, much like the 49ers can be, and also, the Rams are great, and Baltimore's pretty good. But I like this one for the Browns. At home, I'm going to go Cleveland. All of a sudden, that's a 4-2 start entering their Week 7 bye. That's about their ground game, because they traded away Duke Johnson, which I think made sense. They got what is probably going to be a 3rd-round pick. That was worth it. And you have Nick Chubb. He's going to be the focal point of that ground game for at least the first 8 weeks, and then we'll see what happens with Kareem Hunt. I'm very curious there how he looks coming back from his suspension, what kind of role he plays. They like Hillard, but Nick Chubb and then Kareem Hunt, that's by far going to be the focal point of that Browns offense in terms of on the ground. Let's talk about to the Week 8 matchup now. Browns-Patriots. Oh boy, that's going to be a tough one right there. Look, we know the Patriots are great. I think the Browns are going to be good. But if they want to announce themselves as, hey, we are going to be a top-tier team, we're going to be one of the best in the NFL, got to beat New England. I don't think they do it, though, in the end. All right, Week 9, they play at the Denver Broncos. Again, that's a tough matchup. On the road, mile high, the altitude's different. There's some changes there. It's tough. Call that a true toss-up game, I think, but so I think are the Niners and Seahawks games. So let's say the Browns, they do beat Denver. I think 5 wins through Week 9 is very possible. I think that's a very legitimate expectation here for the Cleveland Browns. Then Week 10, they host the Buffalo Bills. I like that matchup. Baker's better than Josh Allen. The Bills are a sleeper team for me, but I'm all in on Cleveland, as you guys can kind of tell right now. Week 11, home against Pittsburgh. Give me the Steelers, or give me the Browns over the Steelers. Thursday night, I like Cleveland in that one, and not a surprise here, I like the Cleveland Browns over the Miami Dolphins in Week 12 because the fish tank is on in Miami. Give me Cleveland instead. Now, if you guys want more NFL coverage here, make sure you are subscribed. We do all kinds of live Q&As and mailbags. Heck, we're the most interactive sports channel on YouTube, so make sure you guys are subscribed. The link there is below, but you're watching on YouTube, so just hit that big red button. All right, the Pittsburgh Steelers, this one going to be tougher. 2 weeks after they play them on Thursday Night Football, they then go on the road to face them in Pittsburgh. The Steelers might win that one. Then a, relatively speaking, easier home stretch than many teams face. Home against the Bengals, who I don't think are going to be very good and could very well be tanking by this point in the season. At the Arizona Cardinals, I don't think they're going to be a playoff team at that point. They could be tanking too, or at least not actively trying to win as hard as other teams are. That should be 2 straight wins. And then a home game against the Baltimore Ravens team that I think will be in the playoff push, but it's a home game. You could legitimately see, folks, the Cleveland Browns win their last 4 games. That's a very possible outcome here. Of course, the key is going to be their passing attack and Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham, who, as long as he keeps his head on straight, is going to be great. Jarvis Landry, I have high expectations for him. And oh, by the way, do not sleep on Rashard Higgins. Antonio Callaway is suspended, but quite frankly, Higgins had already surpassed him on the depth chart. Callaway's the number 4 right now. Higgins is the number 3. That's a very promising. I don't even mention David Njoku and a pretty quality Browns offensive line as well. But again, to wrap up their 2019 schedule there, Week 16 against the Ravens, Week 17 at the Bengals. I doubt the Bengals are playing for anything there. That should be a strong finish for the Cleveland Browns 2019 season, and that's going to be critical when I think they win the AFC North. And back to Baker here. Question for you guys watching. First off, thank you for making it all the way through. Appreciate it. How many passing yards will Baker Mayfield throw for in 2019? Here's my over-under. 4,359. Oddly specific, I don't know why, but that's my over-under. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section.